Just whenever you guys want, just go ahead, man.
Danny Boy, tell us who you are.
We'll go left to right. I'm Danny Boy, Cat's Cloud Kicker, walking around, beating some skin. That's not just a dirty joke. I do play the drums. And, having fun with the Babble. To the right of me is Jordan.
It's alright, I'm Jordan. I'm the guitarist, lead guitarist.
And the only redhead.
Bring the ginger to the funk.
My name is B-Buddy. I like to bring the funk to the sex metal.
I'm Skadude. I ramble a lot.
He's our babbling buddy.
I got a lot of words. That's about all I got.
I know, man. You got a lot of good words from what I've heard.
Right on.
He has a little cottontail, too.
What the hell is that even supposed to mean?
I don't even know where we're going with the cottontail.
I don't even know.
But, recently I got the hookups with the new album. Good stuff. Listened to it, 2 days straight. So it's really all I've been playing in the rooms, and it's definitely going to get some major airtime.
Right on.
Nice.
Was it like recording an album?
Headphone land.
Yes.
It's a magical
It's
place.
amazing place.
Yeah, luckily we got hooked up with a really, really nice guy named Steve who works at Summit Studios, and he's got a little studio in his garage and just spends all his money upgrading his equipment, so we had a really good time chilling out with him for on and off for 2.5 months or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we did our 6-day straight thing, got all the musical tracks down, and then came back quite a bit for editing and vocal work.
It takes a lot of listening, fine-tuning. You just kind of got to listen to it over and over and make sure you're putting out exactly what you want to put out.
Right.
I mean, we knew we wanted to make a product that we believed in and that we didn't skimp on at all, so.
Right.
Something that we enjoy listening to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because if we don't enjoy listening to it, then nobody will.
No. Well, that is for sure. I definitely enjoyed it. I mean, Eloquent Madness is easily climbing the stuff I listen to nonstop charts.
Nice.
So what was it like touring?
Oh, man.
It was a trip.
Dude,
Oh,
I think
wow.
if you were just to poke your head into the van and smell it,
Oh my God.
the,
Pretty good idea.
yeah, the smell alone pretty much sums it up. It was awesome. We rolled around in a little Toyota Previa with a rooftop carrier strapped down,
Turtle shell.
so that with all our camping gear up top, 'cause we would just roll around and try to find free land to camp on. But the straps to the rooftop carrier strapped our sliding door shut.
Oh!
And our passenger door stopped working a day before we left. So we'd show up into these towns and one of us would pop out of the passenger window and the other three would pop out of the driver's side door. And yeah, we looked like a bunch of clowns drilling.
Yeah. The van's got 3 inches of clearance on the back tires. The speed bumps are taken at a whopping 1 mile per hour.
Get out and push it over.
Yeah, we would just hop out and people would look at us and they're like, Utah, huh? We're like, yep, we're from Utah. Hi, we're here to play some music, And you're like,
the most widely asked question.
Yeah.
Are we Mormon?
oh yeah. Hell yeah, we're Mormon.
Hell yeah. We have a beer?
Oh, God.
But
Got
yeah,
good juice.
we surprised some people, because we just rolled everywhere with big old smiles on our face, We're polite, strapping young lads, and lots of handshakes, even hugs when they're not even asked for, And they're like, okay, we don't know what to expect, and then we get on stage and just start thrashing around, and they're like, wow, you do not look like how you sound at all.
We're just a bunch of Slayer-loving hippies.
Yeah. From Salt Lake City, Utah.
Slayer-loving hippies.
Yup.
That's probably one of the best quotes I've ever heard.
We were pretty blessed on the road, though. I mean, we had some little rougher times, but for our first tour, we only slept in the van 3 nights out of 3 weeks, and that is saying something,
Yeah.
Really
Sounds
nice
pretty
people
good.
around.
Yeah.
And a lot of people letting us crash at their house and hanging out with us, and
luckily we had a 4-man tent to, prop up with our little cooking stove, and the awesome part is we ate like kings,
Oh, yeah.
we were just like, no, we do not want to eat fast food all day, every day, you know, because it doesn't even fill you up, you know. You eat like 4 burgers, and it's like 2 hours later, you've got a Duke and you're hungry again. So,
And it smells like sausage McMuffin.
we'd wake up and you know, we'd get a dozen eggs and some sausage or some bacon and a jalapeno and some peppers and a loaf of bread, and had our little propane cooker, and we just ate like kings. Felt good.
People kept saying that to us too. They're like, "Oh man, you guys look healthy." A lot of bands that come through don't look healthy.
It looks like they're about to shrivel up and die.
Feeble and pale and doing drugs and stuff.
We just roll in, just well fed, just smiley, ready to go.
Guys.
You know, we would make up stories as we were on the road of how we were all gonna die horribly on the road, and
It's romantic.
yeah, it's just.
We are married.
Oh, it's true. We've had the most illegal wedding in Utah, this side of Mississippi.
In Utah, this side of them.
Yeah. Our buddy Leland McCarthy, who's a DJ at KRCL. He's an ordained minister, and our official Babble Rabbi, and so yeah, we were married in a dingy kitchen.
In a dingy, dirty kitchen.
Full of beer and people and dogs
Shouting.
Yeah, the neighbors love us everywhere we go.
It's possibly the most holiest of matrimonies I've ever
Oh,
heard of.
absolutely.
Marriage is a sacred institution.
Oh yeah.
Live
death
next
do us
to a
part,
daycare.
I ain't dying.
Kids love Babble Rabbit.
Great family fun.
Yes, till death do us part. Bleeding all over each other. Yeah, because one of us starts going out, we got to take the other 3 out.
Yeah.
It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, unless I finally get sick of you and decide to kill and eat you.
Oh yeah,
That's healthy.
about that.
That's-
Good luck
yeah.
finding a new bassist. What?
Yeah.
What happened to your old bassist? Oh, our singer killed and ate him.
He thought he would gain his power, and he just got some weird disease. Got the shakes a little. Guess you're not supposed to eat raw humans.
Who knew?
It's red meat.
What is now? Chopped him up.
Right on, right on. So, how was Babble Rabbit created? Like, what's the fun history between this awesome new band?
You two
Oh,
got started.
man.
Okay. Yeah, well,
It's-
me and this guy, B, we actually started out playing guitar and bass together, learning Rage covers. That's how we initially learned how to play our instruments. And
Like 13, 14 years old, just learning all of Rage Against the Machine self-titled front to back. We thought we were so cool.
yeah, and then eventually I found some guys to jam with in high school and went off and started playing death metal with a band called Coffin Nail. And and then B went totally funk.
So Jordan left and did the heavy metal thing, and I just was like, all right, I'm going to learn how to play my bass, you know? A few years from now, we'll see who Jordan's playing with, you know?
I'll win him.
So yeah, I just sat alone for a few years and just started slapping my bass, and then a few years back, I met Danny Boy, and we had this really killer jam session at our buddy's house. It just lasted all night, and there was just like full band set up, and you know, like a good 10, 12 people that were just kind of circling around these instruments, you know, and there were mics set up, and people were just jumping in, and it was just like an all-night improv jam session, and I don't know, me and D-Boy just took a liking to each other, and I was just I like you. But yeah, I just you know, I kept looking over and just seeing that like the dopest thing that was going on at all times was Danny Boy, you know, like he was hopping on the bass and killing it, and then me and him would trade, and he'd hop on the guitar, and I'd start slapping the bass around, and then then he hopped on the drums and just didn't leave the drums for like 3 hours. And I was like, all right, this is the cat right here. So I got a hold of his number like the next day and just called him up out of the blue, and I was like, yo man, we need to start a band. And yeah, we just we found a house with Sky Dude of all people, and then like
Jordan broke up with they had Coffin Nail had
a falling out.
A falling out, yes.
Yeah.
That band ended, and then Jordan needed somewhere to put his guitar. And so he showed up to our house, drank a bunch of whiskey with us, and dropped off his guitar. And the drummer for Coffin Nail hooked me up with his old drum set and just put it in our basement, and we just started kind of playing music.
Yeah, we just started playing, bass, drum, guitar, just instrumentals, and Sky Dude here was just like there. Every time we were playing, he was just sitting there writing,
Off
and
in the corner somewhere.
yeah, and for a while we just
in my hole.
we just left him to his vices. We were like, well, whatever. Okay, you're
Write
just,
memoirs.
you just want to sit down here and write. That's cool, So we would just jam, and he would just sit there and write, and then eventually we just shoved a microphone down his throat.
It's like, okay, bro, pick it up or get the hell out of here. 'Cause you're freaking us all out. You know, if you're drawing pictures or what you're doing over there.
And it started with a couple Rage covers in the basement, and then we had a little incident. Somebody decided they wanted to break their neck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was in a car accident and
Gotta be a big shot.
Run into a tractor.
Gotta have a recovery
You know what?
story
I am
here.
not going to chicken out ever. I don't care if you're a bulldozer
It is a
parked beside
5-ton
me.
machine.
Yeah, so I broke my neck and I actually ended up with a spinal cord injury and was completely quadriplegic for a minute.
And this is Jordan, the guitar player
Yeah.
who we're talking about right now. They told him he'd never play again.
Yeah, and eventually learned how to walk and started kind of using my hands, and they told me playing guitar was actually hurting my nerves, and so I stopped going to physical therapy.
Not stopping playing guitar. Let's hope that they didn't know shit.
Yeah, and I just kept playing guitar and powered through and did my own healing. And
Music's the best medicine.
Yeah.
and it's gave me a kind of a cool style. You'll notice if you see me on stage, I'll throw my thumb over the top of the fretboard a lot because I couldn't do bar chords with my fingers because I didn't have any strength, and I'm just like throw my thumb over. So it looks like I'm being a badass, but I'm not.
It's just a cripple.
Cripple power.
But yeah, Babble, after we got going, we took a 6th or 7th month break due to this, and then got back together and
And then
started
that's-
writing the album.
Yeah, that's where we actually started writing music, because all of our other, musical exploits were just kind of jam sessions that just went on all day and all night, and at that point we hunkered down, actually gave ourselves a name because we couldn't think of a name for the longest time. We were just like, one of us would come up with something, 3 of us would like it, and one of us would be like, no.
All right, guys, I got it. Toilet lunch.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Spuds and fungus.
How about Morton Bradley?
Who's your father?
But yeah, so one day me and Sky Dude were just sitting there and we were writing some lyrics, and we came up with the first line in Dipso with the bad rabble habit, Babble Rabbit, damn it, don't plant shit, just slam it, grab the jack and flee the planet, and we were just like, Babble Rabbit. Took it and brought it up to Danny Boy and Jordan, and it was the first name that we all just agreed on.
Just kind of all shook our heads.
Sounds great. Yeah. So that night I just I ran to the coffee shop and just looked it up, and it was like there's no other Babble Rabbits anywhere. So I just secured ourselves a website and went home. I'm like, hey, it's official, we're Babble Rabbit. No going back now. We've got a MySpace page. Yeah, let's talk about the Prelude to Rock.
Yeah.
That was the first song that Jordan wrote on the guitar after his accident,
Didn't you say you were like hearing that riff? You could like hear that riff while like before you could actually play
Yeah,
it.
it took
You
me
just-
forever to actually be able to play it, but yeah, it was the first song I wrote after my accident. Yeah.
Sick.
I can just see you in the hospital bed, like twitching your fingers, just like.
Like-
Playing Guitar Hero. This sounds nothing like it other
Five notes.
Yeah, so all the lyrics are basically based around the accident that happened and the inspiration that Jordan kind of brought all of us because of that song and his recovery and the feeling of just wanting to get back going and get our stuff produced.
Yeah,
serious about
because
it.
we were bummed, man. We thought that the Babble had ended before it even had a name.
Yeah.
You know, because we were working on a full set, and you know, we're starting to look around for shows, and then all of a sudden it's just like, bam, guitar player has a broken neck, you know, and so we were all just like sitting around bummed for 6 months. Waiting for Jordan's neck to heal.
Suck it up. Walk it off.
Yeah, seriously. Well, learn to walk and then walk it off. But yeah, we came back and just started writing all new music. You know, the only song that we brought back in its entirety was the Hobo Toehole. And then there's a couple riffs in Cluster and one riff in Baraka that we brought back, but everything else is post neck breakage action.
Well, next song on the album is
it's a special
the
one.
special one. It's
Lobos.
like the masterpiece of the album. We had a couple different cameos come in. Our friend Lewis, we had our friend Blake, and Jordan's girlfriend, Trishelle.
Who's actually listening right now?
Miss
Online, by the way.
Janet. We love you.
We love you, Trishelle. You're sexy.
But yeah, we got a trumpet and a trombone and some sexy female vocals.
Uh.
Yeah, it's about our good buddy Sean Armstrong, who passed away last year in a longboarding accident. And yeah, it was pretty heart-wrenching. He was one of the most bright and bubbly people you'll ever meet. Like, I haven't had a hug like that since.
Except for Miss Sister.
Oh yes,
You Nikki
Miss Nikki
hugs
in
just
Tucson.
like-
She put us up when we were in Tucson, Arizona, and just showed us a lot of love. And yeah, this song we wrote for him, and we hope he likes it.
I'm sure he likes it.
You are listening to the Best Blog Power Hour with Be Best and special guest Babble Rabbit.
And the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, tons of people came down here to see us play packed.
Thank you to the wonderful loyal listeners of K-UTE Radio, streamingonline.com. Give that little listen now link a little clicky, be all friendly with it, and Channel 99 up in the dorms. And it is actually now the conclusion of the Best Block Power Hour. Special guest Babble Rabbit dropped in. Definitely had some good times listening on some stellar, local, wonderful, fantastic, righteous music.
Thank you, man.
You're
Thank
too
you, man.
kind.
Seriously.
And, in the meantime, this is Be Best saying I will miss you guys, and I'll see you guys next weekend. And in the meantime, we have some random, obligatory, fun, selected music for you guys. Just because we're leaving doesn't mean you have to. You've been listening to K-UTE Radio. Y'all have a nice day.